students, I am Lalita, Department of Chemistry. This session we are going to discuss 7th Chemistry, Chapter 3, Elements, Compounds and Mixtures. In our previous video, we heard discuss purpose of separation, sublimation, evaporation, centrifugation, distillation and fractional distillation. This session we are going to discuss separations of mixtures by using a separating funnel and how to use for the separation more than one method, and using the chromatography method how to separate the mixtures of the components. Separating funnel. Before going to learn the separating funnel, we want to learn the immiscible liquids and miscible liquids. What is immiscible liquids? Those liquids which mix together in all proportions and form a single layer are called miscible liquids. And those liquids which do not mix with each other and form a separate layers are called immiscible liquids. So, two immiscible liquids can be separated by using a separating funnel. Separating funnel. What is separating funnel? A separating funnel is a special type of funnel which has a stopcock in its stem to allow the flow of a liquid from it or to stop the flow of liquid from it. So, a mixture of two immiscible liquids can be separated by using a separating funnel. So, the separation of two immiscible liquids by a separating funnel depends on the difference in the densities. For example, mercury, carbon disulfide, chloroform, benzene and ether are immiscible liquids. They all have different densities. So, using a separating funnel, we can separate those liquids. A mixture of mercury and water, mixture of benzene and water, mixture of ether and water can be separated by using a separating funnel. Because mercury, carbon disulfide and chloroform are heavier than water, but benzene and ether are lighter than water. So, using the separating funnel, we can separate the mixture of mercury and water, carbon disulfide and water, and chloroform and water. And then a mixture of more than two immiscible liquids are also separated by using a separating funnel. For example, a mixture of mercury, water and benzene can be separated in this way. When a mixture of mercury, water and benzene is put in a separating funnel, it separates into three layers. Mercury being heaviest liquid forms the bottom layer, and then water forms the middle layer, and then benzene being lightest forms the topper layer. This is the separating funnel. Now we are going to discuss how to separate the mixtures of the components by using the separating funnel. The mixture of two immiscible liquids is put in a separating funnel and allowed to stand for some time. Okay. The mixer separates into two layers according to the densities of the liquids in it. So, the heavier liquid or denser liquid forms the lower layer, whereas the lighter liquid forms the upper layer. On opening the stopcock of separating funnel, the lower layer of that is the heavier liquid comes out first and gets collected in the beaker. When the lower layer of heavier liquid has completely run off, the stopcock is closed. The lighter liquid in the upper layer is collected in a separate beaker by opening the stopcock again. So, By this method, we can separate water and kerosene. They are two immiscible liquids. Okay. So, mixture of water and kerosene can be separated by using the separating funnel. A mixture of petrol and water, a mixture of mustard oil and water can also separated by using the separating funnel. This is the diagram for separating funnel. Okay. Separations of mixer by using more than one method. Many mixers can only be separated into individual components by a combination of methods of separations. So, how will you separate the mixture of sand and salt? So, this mixer contains two components, sand and salt. Now, salt is soluble in water, whereas sand is insoluble in water. This difference in the solubility of salt and sand is used to separate them. First, some water is added to the mixture of sand and salt. Salt dissolves in water to form the salt solution, whereas sand remains undissolved. So it is then filtered. On filtering, sand is obtained as a residue on the filter paper and the salt solution is obtained as the filtrate. So the salt solution is evaporated and pure salt is left behind. So by this way we can separate the sand and salt. So here we use the three methods of separation. What are they? They are sedimentation, filtration and evaporation. So separations of mixers by using more than one method, that is known as combination method. By using combination method also we can separate the mixers of the components. Here this is the diagram for the how to separate the mixers of sand and salt. First, mix the sand and salt with water. Then we filter the sand from the salt, and then the salt is dissolved in water. Then the sand is remaining the strainer, that is in the filter paper. Then we evaporate the salt solution. Water is evaporating and the salt is left behind in the beaker. Now we can remove the sand and salt. The next category, how will you separate the mixture of iron fillings, chalk powder and common salt? Here we can three components. How can we separate the iron fillings, chalk powder and common salt? These mixture can be separated into individual components by a combination of methods of separation. Okay. Um, First, we remove the iron filling. Then we remove the chalk powder. Then we remove the common salt. Okay. So, for remove the iron fillings, we use the magnetic separation method. And for remove the chalk powder, we use the filtration method. By remove the common salt, we use the evaporation method. Okay. This is the diagram for how to separate the mixture of iron fillings, chalk powder and common salt. By using, bring a magnet near the mixture of the and then bring it several times because thoroughly we remove the iron fillings from the mixers. So bring the magnet near this mixer several times. All the iron fillings will stick to the magnet and get separated. We are then left with a mixture of chalk powder and a common salt. Now add some water, okay, to the mixture of common salt and chalk powder and stirred. Common salt dissolves in the water to form the salt solution, whereas chalk powder does not dissolve. Okay, it is remains undissolved. Okay, on filtering, the chalk powder is obtained as a residue on the filter paper, and the salt solution is obtained as the filtrate. Okay, and now The salt solution is evaporated when pure common salt is left behind. So following three methods of separation, that is magnetic separation, filtration and evaporation, we can separate out iron fillings, chalk powder and common salt. Next is separations of chromatography. What is chromatography? Chromatography is a technique of separating two dissolved solids which are present in a solution is in very small quantities. Okay, there are many types of chromatography, but the simplest form of is the paper chromatography. Okay, so chromatography is a process for separating components of a mixer. This is used to separate the dissolved solids which are present in a solution in very small quantities. There are four main types of chromatography, that is liquid chromatography, gas chromatography, thin layer chromatography and a paper chromatography. But the paper chromatography is very important for us. The chromatography is a collective term derived from the Greek word, that is the chromo means color and the graphy means to write, a set of laboratory technique for the separations of mixtures. So chromatographic literally color writing, its meaning color writing. This is first employed by the Russian scientist Mikhail Twist, Mikhail Twistet in 1900. So he worked for the separations of plant pigments such as chlorophylls, carotene and xanthophylls. Okay. So by using these, he explained the chromatography. Okay. In chromatography, substances are separated as they travel in a mobile phase that passes through a stationary phase. Mobile phase means it can move. Stationary phase means it is at a standard position. Okay. So the different components of the mixer travel through the stationary phase at different speeds, causing them to separate from one another. And the different substances travel at different speeds at a given time. Okay. So in paper chromatography, water acts as the mobile phase and the filter paper acts as the stationary phase. Stationary phase means it is in a standard position. Mobile phase means it will travel at a different speed. Okay. So now we can understand what is chromatography. So this chromatography is a technique for separating mixtures into the components in order to analyze why we use the where we use the chromatography means the components in order to analyze, identify, purify and quantify the mixture of the components. We use the chromatography method for analyze, identify, purify and quantify the mixtures of the components. This is the chromatography. Okay. How can we separate out the different colors present in the dye? So for example, we use the ink. In the ink, we use the different types of dyes. Different types of dyes is present in it. How can we separate out using the chromatography? Here we explain it. First step, take a long strip of filter paper and then draw a pencil line on it. Okay, and then uh, about 3 centimeter from one end, at the end of and the 3 centimeter. Now put a small drop of black ink on the filter paper at the center of the pencil line. Okay, when the drop of a link, the drop of now we put the drop of black ink or blue ink. Okay, drop it and then it has dried. The filter paper strip is lowered into a tall glass jar containing some water. Okay, now the water slowly rises up the filter paper strip. It takes the dyes present in the ink along with it. The dye which is more soluble in water it dissolves first, rises faster, and produces a colored spot at the higher position. The less soluble dyes dissolves later and rises a slower and produces a spot at the lower heights. Now, when the water reaches the top of the filter paper, the paper strip is removed from the jar and dried. Now, the paper with its separate colored spots, it is known as chromatogram. Okay, so the chromatogram obtained by using a black ink has three colored spots on it. That is, the given sample of black ink has three different dyes. And you understand? Okay. So from this we conclude the chromatograph obtained by using a black ink in this experiment has three colored spots on it. This means the given sample of black ink has three different dyes mixed in it. So chromatography is an important tool in chemical analysis. Okay, it is used in separate small amounts of dissolved substances. Some of the applications of chromatography are chromatography is used to separate the solution of colored substances like dyes and pigments. Chromatography is used in forensic science to detect and identify the trace. And then chromatography is used to separate the small amounts of products of chemical reactions. And the chromatography is also used for the analysis of drugs, hormones, and drugs. Okay, in the drugs, how which type of drug is used. So find out the type of drug. We use the chromatography method. And then chromatography can be used in flavor studies and to detect the spoilage in foods, and then determining the amount of organic acid and then which is present in the food, the key information about the quality of the foods. Okay, so how much amount of organic acid is present in our food. So find out the amount of organic acid, we use the chromatography method. And find out the indicators, that is milk has a pyruvic acid, and then find out the amount and the quality of the pyruvic acid present in the milk. We use the chromatography method. And then the chromatography method is used to help to catch the criminals also. Okay, so it is used to analyze blood and the cloth samples, helping to identify the criminals and bring them to justice. Okay, students, hope all are you understood well. Study well. Thank you, students.